I've spent almost all of my stitching time for January and February working on the same two projects, which is great because they are both close to done. But if I don't do something soon and start something new, I'm going to wind up finishing both of them and stuck in that uncomfortable limbo that comes between finishing the project you've been obsessed with and picking up something else. I'm Michelle, this is my romantic tangle, and let me show you what my plan is. Let's start with Dollhouse Hutch by Busilla. When I sorted the floss for this one, for whatever reason, I used index cards, and I didn't even loop these into place, so this was just a way to get the colors separated, get the right names with the colors so I had an idea what I was doing. I don't trust this to hold up through the entire stitching of the project, so I went out and bought some pre-made floss organizer cards. These have a space for the color symbol, which I didn't do last time I used these. I need to write that in this time along with the colors. I've been using similar cards for another project I'm working on, and they have held up amazingly well. Going into this project, I didn't think I liked these, but now that I've got some experience with them, I'm going to use them on kits that have cut lengths of floss that is not already on a functional organizer. I love most of the organizers from Riolis. I love the new organizers from Dimensions, but if I'm dealing with a tangle of loose floss, I think this is my new go-to solution. Southwest Mesa is the first cross-stitch kit I ever started, and I botched it horribly. This was not a good project for me to jump in with. I know other people jump in with ambitious things and make them successful, but that's not me. All I have left of the original kit, thank goodness, is the chart. If you're going to have anything to work from to try to salvage a problem, that is what you want to have. So I am starting over with new fabric with DMC substitutions. And when I started it, this is what I did. That's not a workable storage solution. If I'm dealing with full skeins of floss, I like bobbins because I can cut off just the length that I need for what I am doing and wrap the leftovers back on the bobbin. This project only has 38 colors, but I think it's going to get its own box. I used to store my complete set of DMC in these, so I have tons of these boxes already. It will only take up a small amount of it, but possibly if I decide I'm running out of boxes, I could give half of this box to one project, half to another. I don't see the point in going out and buying a smaller box when I have these already, and it's not like I plan on traveling with this kit. So the amount of space my storage takes up isn't going to be an issue. I do need to go through and wind all this floss on bobbins and write the color names since the pattern does not have DMC numbers. That sounds like a fun thing to do while I'm watching a horror movie with my boys. I've got a lot more of the houses from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting printed out. And for those, I have a small box. This would be the size I need for Southwest Mesa, but it's currently occupied. She tends to use a lot of the same shades of green and brown over and over. So I just make sure that I have the colors for every house I plan on stitching next in the box, and as I finish the houses, I'll pull out the unique colors at some point. We're going to pretend I'm organized here, but having all of my houses and the gridded fabric and the bobbins in a box works well for these. This is for a pattern I bought off of Etsy, and since it only has 5 colors, I'm just going to tuck the bobbins into a Ziploc bag with the fabric. There's not enough here to worry about organizing. I know I said I like the organizers from Riolis and Dimensions, but I don't like the Riolis organizers as much when it comes to the 6-stranded floss, especially working with blends, because I wind up unwrapping it, separating the strands, wrapping it back, and this one isn't too bad yet. First evening in their own home, which is almost finished, I have made a nightmare out of these floss organizers, and I can't decide if I want to cut these apart and put them in baggies with the existing numbers or wind them onto bobbins. I've got to do something because I spend a lot of time struggling with the floss, but If you have a technique for making these work better, let me know. If you are going to question my judgment, it's going to be with Somerset Inn. Somerset Inn is by Marty Bell, the same designer who did Sanctuary. This poor pattern is getting crushed in its project bag. She uses a lot of the same colors between designs. And I have all of the flosses for Sanctuary in a box. Sanctuary is not done yet, and it's big and ambitious and kind of scary, so I decided Somerset Inn looked approachable, and there's no rule that says I can't work on two of them. I went through the box. I compared the numbers of the flosses, which just about made me cross-eyed. But it turns out of the 69 colors in Somerset Inn, all but 23 are also used for Sanctuary. And most of these, you're only using a few stitches for flowers or shading. They don't both need full skeins of floss for each project. So I compared, I wrote myself a shopping list. I'm going to take a look in for the things like the browns in the roof and the wall where I know I use a lot. I will get full skeins for those, but otherwise these two projects can share skeins of floss and share a box. That is my plan. For the moment, at least. I can't guarantee that I won't decide to work on something else. I've got some other things I want to kit up, but these are the things I think I want to work on next. And it doesn't make sense to organize all of them the same way. Pre-cut floss is going to require a little bit different organization than full skeins that I can wind on bobbins. I've thought of what has worked for me in the past, what I think will work for me on each of these projects, and that's what I plan on doing. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I'm going to spend the night stitching, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.